Hey guys, welcome back. So today is all about brows. Stay tuned so I can show you how I got these. Don't forget to subscribe down low and hit that button, and also click the bell up top so you can be notified anytime I drop a video. Okay guys, so right now I'm taking my pencil and I'm making little hair-like brush strokes. I'm starting at the bottom of my brow. You want to try to get that defining line at the bottom. So right now you just make little brush strokes. You're trying to emulate here instead of just one harsh line. And when you finish that, you're gonna do the same thing at the top. Just make little brush-like hair strokes going towards the top and one towards the bottom. So you're gonna just keep filling them in. Anywhere where you don't see hair at, that's where you wanna put the little lines at. So right now, I'm just taking my time out to get the perfect little hair strokes. Now the key to perfect brows, one of them is please stop waxing your eyebrows, people. Ladies, please do not wax, do not pluck, do not do anything. We need only to cut them with razors. You take a little razor from the 99-cent store and you just shave under your brow, on the top of your brow, and anywhere around. Now you want to make the perfect brow for your face. So some people like them thin, some people like them thick. I like my brows medium personally. So I just shave under the top and on the bottom. Beginning of your brow is supposed to be lighter than the tip of your brow. The tip is always darker at the end, and in the beginning, it's always lighter. You want it to give a realistic look. You don't want to see that harsh line going from the beginning to the end of your brows. And also, ladies, never, ever, ever, no matter your skin complexion, never, ever use a black pencil. You always want to use an espresso, a ash, a dark brown, but never use a black pencil. No one here is really jet black unless you dye it black. So even if you may feel like it, your eyebrows, you always use a dark color pencil, but do not use black. So I'm going to start on the other side doing the same thing. Okay, so after that's done, now I'm applying my mix. With this right here is for any time you're gonna have a long day, if you're gonna be sweating, if you're taking a photo shoot, if you need anything where your brows need to last. You will start by dabbing a little on your hand and take the excess from that. And then you start wiping from the tip of your brow, which is the back, where it comes to a tip. You see how I start from that corner and go back. Now everything in front of that brow, in front of that part, you will use the excess from the tip. So you'll go back in with just a little bit and you'll put it on the beginning of the brow. I do the same thing, just at the beginning. And remember, you want to just make little strokes. You don't want too harsh of a line. So right here, I want them pretty thick because I want you guys to see it since I'm not directly up on the camera. I'm going back in, I'm adding a little bit more. Now that part of your brow is not supposed to be as dark as the back. Now as you see, as I run out, I'll move to the front because I don't want the beginning of my brow so heavy. I want it to naturally make its way to get thicker, like natural eyebrows do. Now I'm gonna take my spoolie, and if you just so happen to have any harsh lines, you're gonna take the spoolie and blend it out. Me, I had harsh lines because I wanted you guys to get a detailed look at it. So I'm using my spoolie to just brush out any harsh lines. And don't forget, when you're brushing your eyebrows, the beginning of your brow goes up, everything else goes to the right or to the left, depending on the direction of the brow. So you brush up with the spoolie for the beginning of your brows, and anything from the middle back, you brush it to the right or to the left. Now, I'm gonna add my shadow. Now, shadow is perfect for the beginning of your brow because you have the definition of the brow, but it's not as dark and clumpy as the NYX. Now, dark and clumpy is not a bad thing when you're dealing with NYX. It's just not good to put it at the beginning of the brow because you want a really light contour. You don't want a really thick, harsh line. So that's perfect just for shading. You're just shading in the little areas at the front, and you're creating the look that you want. So now I'm going back in with my pencil, just because sometimes when you use a spoolie, you take away some of the lines that you did. So I just went back in and just refinish it up, which you're gonna see me do a lot in this video. Now, another trick to getting good brows is before you apply your makeup and you put moisturizer on your face, be careful and make sure you do not get any moisturizer on your brows. If you get moisturizer on your brows before you start to applicate, your brows are just gonna slip off. You want it to adhesive, you want to be, what is that? You wanna make sure it's flush to your face. Now I just put some concealer on my lids, and I took a very thin brush. You could use an angled brush for this. And I took some of the concealer from my lid and I made that line. Now this is how you make your line without drawing a harsh line. You start at the beginning of the brow and you start working your way back right under your brow so you can create a really defined look. Now, to not get a halo eye, as you see, I went in with a lighter color. This concealer that I use, I don't ever use this. I use this by mistake. My husband went to the store and bought me the wrong concealer, but that brand I don't use at all. But anyway, you would go in with a light color concealer and you would do the bottom. Now for the top, not to get the halo brow, which is basically using the same highlighter on the top, you would go in with your skin complexion. You need to have your tone. If you do not have your tone on the top of your brow, you would see like a halo effect around your brow where it's a little lighter, or you see like white. You don't want that. You want it to look as natural as possible. So on the bottom is lighter, on the top it's your color, okay? Don't forget that. So now I'm going to start my makeup right here. I'm just adding my setting powder to my brows. I'm not gonna do a whole makeup look because this is just about brows. But just keep in mind a few things. Please don't wax. Stop waxing your brows. You need them to grow back. You need your brows to go back because you never know if the eyebrow styles are gonna change. From the 80s to the 90s to now, the brows were different. So you wanna make sure you keep your brows growing. And if you keep pulling the follicles out of your skin by pulling out your hair, there's a chance they won't grow back. Second tip, make sure that when you're going in with your brows, you're using a light concealer at the bottom, and on the top, you're using your color. Thirdly, don't forget to extend your brows out. The tip goes past your eyes, and the beginning of your brow goes past that eye, which is right almost next to your nose.